up in a Vietnamese immigrant household, we didn't have much. I did not have any toys growing up. I wanted a lot of things growing up. Pokemon cards, Pogs, Power Ranger action figures, and Barbies. My parents would always deny me when I asked them for toys. It's like they didn't want their child to have fun. And it's not like they didn't get me stuff. The stuff they got me were always bootlegged. Instead of Pokemon cards, I got Pokemon cards. I got bootleg Pogs, so every time I challenge a kid who has the official real Pogs, I'd always have to put in twice as much because my Pogs didn't have the same value as the official real Pogs. And I would lose it twice as fast because of it. Seriously guys, how many of you guys remember Pogs? Anyone? Anyone? The small little cardboard disc the size of a pepperoni where you have a slammer and then you hit them to make them flip over. And you know, the game is to flip them over as quick as you can, and if you lose, you get to keep the remainder of the unflipped Pogs. Anyone? Anyone in that era? Let me know, let me know. And if I wanted action figures, it was never from Mattel or Hasbro, it was from the dollar store. Sometimes I would get bootleg Barbie and then bootleg Ken. Like, what the heck man, it's all bootlegs. All that to say, the reason for my gas probably stemmed from my parents not able to provide me with much toys growing up. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but man, immigrant families, they don't believe in toys. I remember for a brief period in my life, a plastic grocery bag was my toy. I used it as a parachute and I would jump off the sofa. So yes, I'm blaming my parents for this, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I have gas. But you know what's great about having the urge to get a new toy now that I'm an adult? I can get it without anyone's permission. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want when I want, and I'm not a little kid anymore. My parents cannot say no to me because I am an adult. Being the adult that I am, I decided I wanted to pick up an X-T5. Ever since Fujifilm Portugal loaned me that camera, it reminded me of how good the handling and the form factor from the XT line truly was. There was a nostalgia element to it because it reminded me of my first Fujifilm camera, the Fujifilm Xh2. I recently sold my XS10 in anticipation for the XS20, thinking I could wait a couple months for the XS20 to be released, but I couldn't wait that long. And the need to get a small compact camera was growing. So I thought, you know what? Since I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want. So I decided that I was going to travel 3.5 hours to Lisbon to get the X-T5 and then travel back 3.5 hours back to the Algarve. Because I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want. I was going to get the X-T5 regardless. No one's going to stop me, not my parents, not any of you guys, not even my wife. So after getting permission from my wife telling me that it's okay to get the camera, I embarked on a trip that lasted 7 to 8 hours. I left at 8 o'clock in the morning and returned back at 6 in the evening. And I got it guys, this is the Fujifilm X-T5. I sold my Xh2 and picked up this camera because I have gas. Xh2 is an awesome camera, don't get me wrong. The X-T5 made more sense to me. I don't use much of the Xh2's video capabilities because I have the Xh2S, and I don't use the 8K video for anything. And then it's not until a few weeks ago when I went on a hike where I found the Xh2 was being a bit cumbersome. I couldn't hold it on my wrist strap because it's a bigger camera. I had it in my bag, and every time I think there was a moment that I could capture like some images, I was reluctant to take it out of the bag because I knew it's gonna be a whole process. Taking the body out of the backpack, taking out the lens as well, mounting the lens onto the body, and then putting the lens cap into the bag, and then taking the photo, and then after that walk around for a bit until my hand starts to hurt, and then unmounting the lens, and then putting back the lens cap, and then put the lens back into the bag, and then put the body back into the bag. It's an entire process. All that just to capture some memories on a hike. To avoid all of this, I thought it's time to let go of the Xh2 and just go for the smaller X-T5. And being that the X-T5 is lighter, it means that it'll be on my person more than my Xh2. I can hold it longer with my hand and not get hand fatigue, and I can use the wrist strap again without it hurting my wrist because of essentially the weight that is on the Xh2. Looking at this camera right here, man, it just makes me want to go out and shoot, man. It's such an inspiring camera. Like every time I look at this, like I do have the urge to shoot, and it's been great so far. I've used it to take a few shots around town, and I'm super excited about this camera. And it takes up less of a footprint while still providing me with some decent images. It still has that 40 megapixel sensor, 6.2K video, which is plenty enough for me anyways. And yeah, that's all for now. I thought I would share with you guys why I think I'm like this, why I'm always buying new gear and playing with it for a while and then selling it just to buy newer gear. It's a vicious cycle, but I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I just wanted to open up and share that part of my life. Now that I'm older, I've been a lot more introspective and I'm always asking myself, why am I the way I am? How did I get this way? And it's because of neglect and childhood traumas and not having much. Love your kids, guys. So expect to see X-T5 content very soon, and if you have any questions about the Fujifilm X-T5, leave them down in the comments and I'll see if I can make a video that would answer your questions. If you want more information on the X-T5, links are down in the description below, and if you found this video valuable, do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I do Fuji content. We are so close to 10K subscribers, guys, and don't forget, I am giving away 2 lenses once I reach 10K subs, so the faster we get there, the faster I can announce the giveaway. And as always, my name is Tongue, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. I love you.